Welcome to the Boyer Show. This is episode 1, the pilot. My name's Ryan. I am the keeper of the session, and I'm joined alongside Owen. He'll be our hunter. Without further ado, I present to you the Boyer Show, episode 1. With a heated fight between you and your parents, they finally kicked you out of the house. You were mooching off them for too long, and they were very disappointed to find out you had dropped out in college. In a fit of rage, you start your car, and you drive off, not knowing where you'll go. You take off into the back roads. Along this path, you're just driving. A low hum of the radio. Nothing's playing, just the static. Looking outside, you're surrounded by a dense forest. It's very dark outside, give or take 9 p.m. You haven't really been paying attention to the time. You felt your phone buzz here and there. However, not wanting to be disturbed, still angry, you turn it off. You may introduce your character.
Panning into the driver's seat, you see a young 22-year-old Caucasian man with shaggy, curly hair, a black army-style cap, and a green olive-colored jacket, driving alone.
Alright, Owen, Clyde, you are driving down this road, pitch black, and in your headlights appears a man in a hospital gown. But something doesn't seem right about him. Looking in front of you, his face doesn't look right. He turns towards you, and a human flesh-like tentacles burst out of his face, spiraling out of control, waving uncontrollably. Go ahead and roll a cool for me. Act under pressure.
I rolled a 5.
There's going to be a failure. Frightened, you steer off the road and crash into a tree. Unconscious now. Waking up, you are in a cot next to a crackling fire, shirtless and a bloodstain bandaged wrapped around your chest and a right arm.
I look around.
Looking around, you are alone in what seems to be a cabin living room. A corner couch is behind you, and behind that is a dining table and a kitchen. One chair is pulled out, and the other is pushed in with a layer of dust on it. The rightmost side of the room is a door that leads somewhere. Oddly, a bunch of boxes lie about, sprawled around from corners next to counters, just tables.
Hello? I say out loud, hoping to catch someone's attention.
There's no immediate reply.
Is there a... Did I see a kitchen?
Yeah, there's a kitchen.
Alright. Clyde gets up and moves to the kitchen to see if he can get a glass of water.
Yeah, you get up, you walk over to the kitchen, looking through a couple cabinets. The cabinets that are kind of like attached to the wall, of course. You open one up and you grab a glass and you start running water from the tap. At that moment, the door to the rightmost of the cabin opens up and appears a heavier set man. He's wearing a gray hoodie with slightly tattered jeans that are tucked into hiking boots. He's also got a lever-action rifle lazily held in one hand and the other hand free. Finally awake, I see. Lucky I found you. Don't you know how dangerous it is about here?
Was I alone when I crashed?
Seem to be. You're a bit bruised, battered. I got your belongings on the kitchen table. I'm sure you might have seen that already. Yeah, pretty bad cut on your chest. I wrapped you up. I was driving about, checking the trails, and I heard a crash from the distance. Thought I'd check it out. And then I found you.
Are you absolutely sure that I was alone when you found me?
Yeah, you were alone. Not sure what you're getting at. Your car, though. That car is a heap. Beyond repair.
I crashed it swerving out of the way of the road from this guy. He had this thing on his face.
Pardon?
There was a guy in a hospital gown just wandering around the road. Is there a clinic nearby?
Not for miles. How long do you think you were driving before you crashed?
How long was I driving?
You don't know?
I don't know how long I was driving.
You just kind of
I was probably zoned out.
zoned out. Needed to take your mind off of things.
I don't know, maybe an hour?
Well, fella, 4 hours away from the nearest town.
Because my head still hurts.
Well, Considering what your car looks like, you're lucky that you look just as good as you do. That thing was wrapped around a tree like it's giving it a hug.
Is there any place nearby I can stay the night? If not here?
Well, I don't see why you shouldn't stay the night here. It's already 11 p.m. I wouldn't want to throw you out in the dark, especially if you really did see someone out there.
Yeah.
Though, my guess is that you just saw a deer, got startled. You were pretty late when I found you, so maybe you're just tired.
Oh, I hope so.
Anyway, I mentioned it's dangerous around these parts. What are you doing this deep into the woods?
Oh, well, my parents kicked me out and I got nowhere else to go.
So you ran away from home?
Yeah,
Didn't,
that's one way of putting it.
didn't think to stay with a friend for a few nights? You just drove 5 hours out in the woods?
Oh, like I said, my head still hurts.
Yeah, clearly it hurt before then. Well, get yourself settled. Bet you're hungry. I'll make you something really quick. He kinda picks up a shirt that you recognize to be yours, and he tosses it at you.
I'm gonna is this like just a regular couch with like a leg rest, or is this just a couch?
I would say leg rest. It reclines out, or it comes out. Yeah.
Or this like I gotta is there a recliner?
It's not a recliner, but it's a couch where there's a lever on the side, and if you pull it back, the feet the little bottom comes
Well,
out.
yes, it's a
Kinda.
yeah, it is a recliner, kind of.
Yeah, but it's not a recliner, but it's kind of like a recliner.
It shares the name, but that's about it. I rest my head on the back of the couch, reaching around the side, looking for a reclining lever.
You find one.
In my head, I'm like, sweet. I pull the lever back and I try to rest my head for a bit, waiting for my food.
Yeah, you hear this man fumbling about with some pots and pans. Can't really see what he's making from where you're sitting, as he is behind you. But you just hear the clattering of utensils and pans and the sizzling of the stovetop. And that is broken by him chirping up. My name's Gunter. And yours?
My name is Clyde.
Huh. What suits you? Well, Clyde, make yourself comfortable. I see you already did.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just, I mean, like, I'm imagining just like, I'm just like kind of in mild throbbing pain. I'm just gonna sit there and not say anything. I'm just gonna like try to relax as much as possible.
Alright. Your food's done.
Thank you.
Want me to bring it to you? Or do you want to sit at the dining table?
Now I'll come to the dinner table. I get up and I dust off one of the chairs and sit down.
He brings you a plate with frozen fish sticks that look to be stove cooked. Something that isn't really done, as you know they are either microwaved or put in a toaster oven. For what he has, looking around in the kitchen, it might be his best work. He puts the plate down in front of you. It's got about 10 fish sticks on it. And then he goes into the refrigerator and he grabs ketchup and mustard. He pipes up. Which one will it be?
Do you have tartar sauce?
Um, no.
All right, I'll take some ketchup then.
He brings it over to the table, sets it in the middle as he prepares his own plate of fish sticks.
I start eating the fish sticks, slowly eating them faster and faster until I'm basically scarfing them down. I'd be starving at this point.
What the appetite, huh?
Oh yeah, I feel better already.
That's good.
So, do you live by yourself out here?
Well, yeah, I do live out here alone.
How do you keep yourself occupied out here?
Well, I live off the land. Bought this cabin maybe about 25 years ago. And lived here since. I usually spend the day tending to whatever chores that need to get done. And, well, just kind of do what I gotta. He says to you as he kind of sits down in front of you on the other side of the table. So, is this the farthest you've been from home?
I think my parents took me camping out here once or twice, but aside from that, I don't really ever come out here.
It is quite a bit away. Not many people come here in the first place. It's a back road. Just hours of forest. No reason not to take the highway.
Does anyone else live out here? Even remotely close?
Not sure. I keep to myself for the most part. I just know there's a town out 4 or 5 hours away. Say, he says as he's kind of finishing his last fish stick, make yourself comfortable and you rest up. First thing in the morning, I'll get you on your feet and you'll be getting out of here. That sound fine?
That sounds amazing.
Alright. He gets up from the dining room table and he grabs his plate and he grabs yours. And he puts it in the sink, waiting to be washed, leaving it probably for the next day. He walks over and he says, rest up. You'll probably need it. And he walks over to a bedroom, opens the door, and he walks in, closes it behind him.
I walk over to the recliner that's becoming extremely appealing at this point, and I rest my eyes and try to get some sleep.
Go ahead and roll sharp for me.
Roll sharp? Oh, okay. This is my specialty. I'm like good at sharp. No, I actually roll the dice. I need like more desk space. I rolled a 7.
That is going to be a partial success. With that roll, as you're kind of dozing off, with the fire crackling beside you, slowly turning into embers, you hear a scream coming from outside.
Would Gunter have heard that shit too, or would that be like, was it very faint?
It sounded like it was in the distance. Maybe if Gunter was already asleep, it wouldn't have woken him up. But as you were just kind of drifting off, you were still awake, technically, conscious. You were very capable of hearing it out.
Hyde starts to sweat a little, but he decides to brush it off, given that he's safe inside of a cabin, and tries to go back to sleep.
With that, you fall asleep. You wake up to the sound of sizzling on a pan. Looking over, it appears that Gunter is frying up some eggs on a skillet for you. It smells good.
I start to lift off my feet and float over. Like I'm smelling a pie in a cartoon.
Okay.
I get up quickly and accidentally hurt my chest a little bit.
Slow down there. I'm glad you woke up just in time for breakfast. He serves scrambled eggs on the dining room table. Tell you what, eat and shower. I'll be outside for a bit having a smoke. If you need anything, well, I suppose you can come looking.
I quickly eat my eggs and decide to clean myself up in the shower.
Sure, go for it. You eat your eggs, you go over to the bathroom, and you shower, clean yourself up. You maybe even use his you maybe
No, I fucking water wash. I water wash.
you water
I water wash in his shower.
You don't shampoo up or anything like that? No.
No, I wouldn't use any of this man's things. Not because I think it would be like gross, but I just don't want to use his stuff.
Fair
I think
enough.
that'd be rude.
Fair enough. All right, you get out of the shower, you dry up, and you get dressed again.
How would trying to think of how I would repay Gunther. I was about to say I wanted to like take out a dollar bill and like write my phone number on it and give it to Gunther, but I wrote down that I only have a single $20 bill in my wallet. So shit. And he probably doesn't even fucking use money. He lives in the middle of bumfuck nowhere.
I mean, he bought ketchup, mustard, fish sticks. You leave 2 quarters.
Be like, keep the change.
Yeah. I mean, you can look around, stuff like that.
Do I still have my gas up rewards card?
Yeah, you do have your gas up rewards card.
Well, given that my car is completely totaled, I think I'm gonna. Clyde has an idea on how to repay Gunther and looks around the house for something to write with. I rolled a 9.
As you look around for something to write with, you do see some drawers in the kitchen, napkins. It's just a matter of scouring through them. Do you choose to?
Yes. Clyde chooses to go through Gunther's things and hopes to find like a Sharpie.
Opening one drawer, you find a piece of paper. Well, a couple. Some are mail. You don't know where his mailbox is, or or if he even gets mail out here. You also find some blank statements, envelopes that are torn open but not used. Looking through the next drawer, you find a drawer containing silverware. Quite literally, 3 forks, 2 spoons, 1 butter knife, 1 steak knife, and then an antique spoon that one would collect. The next drawer, you find a hold-out pistol.
Hmm.
And then the drawer after that, you find a Sharpie.
That can make me steal from Gunther, you bastard. um, I did find the Sharpie though. I did find the Sharpie.
You did find a Sharpie.
I did find a Sharpie. Clyde pulls out his wallet and sees his gas up rewards card, of which he only had 12 visits. He thinks, given that this card is useless, essentially, given that this card is essentially useless because his car is completely totaled, he figured it'd be useful to write his phone number down onto it with the Sharpie he found and give it to Gunther in case he ever needs to contact him.
You go ahead and do that. You write it down using your best handwriting, making sure that every number on the card is distinguishable, and you set it down on the counter. Did you want to write a note alongside it?
No. It'd be just my phone number. Or I guess I'd write Clyde on it. I write Clyde on it.
Sure. You write that down. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
You know what? He can keep it. He can fucking keep it. He can fucking keep it. Can I swear on this podcast? Can I swear? Yeah, I can swear.
Yeah, you can.
He can fucking keep his pistol because he's been really nice to me.
With that,
And who knows, maybe he'll need it.
with that, Gunter walks back in, freshly smelling of a cigarette. Kind of that dirty, gross smell that lingers when you smoke one. You ready?
Yep.
Well, come on. Let's get you on out of here.
I give him a thumbs up with a smile.
Kind of just looks at you for a second. And he reluctantly just kind of guides you outside and over to what seems to be like a safari jeep. Like one you see that people drive, where it has like the bottom of the car, but like no top, no roof. He starts the engine and he drives down a windy, unpaved trail that leads to the main road. The same one that you were driving on. Well, here we are. Your now keep of a car is down the road quite a bit. I like you, kid, but I'm not going to do more for you than this. I'll let you get going now.
All right, I get out of his car and I start making my way to my tree hugger car.
Oh, before you go, for good measure, he gets up out of the car, walks over to you, and he stuffs a pack of cigarettes into your hands and pats it. Never know when you'll need to take the edge off.
Thanks.
Alongside it is a red lighter. You can go ahead and add those to your inventory. As you're standing here on the road with a cigarette box and lighter in your hand. Probably never have smoked in your life, by the way. He gets back in his car, and you start walking. Behind you, you hear the engine start, and driving away, up the same path he brought you down.
Well, shit. I say as I start making my way towards my car.
Yeah, he just kind of pointed you in the direction. You don't actually see it, but you're walking for a good while. Maybe about 20 minutes before you actually stumble upon your car. Looking
So
at
it wasn't that far away.
Yeah, not too bad. You see your car strung across this tree. Just from what it looks like, the hood of the car, the front, is just completely wrapped around this tree.
Is my car like in pieces, or is it still in like a whole? Like, is it still in one piece? I guess.
It's still in one piece. You can just tell that anything and everything that is mechanical in the hood is definitely beyond repair.
Um, what did I have in my glove box,
Go ahead and
or if
check.
anything?
You still have your keys.
All right, I pull out my keys and then realize my car is probably still unlocked, and I just open my door anyways and reach into the glove box and see if I left anything in there.
Yeah. Inside, you see a watchman's flashlight and a big knife. You also see a charging cable for your phone and, well, of course, the car manual, your registration.
All right, I decide to. What should I do? This Clyde pockets everything except for like the registration for whenever law enforcement finds it.
Sure.
They'll at least know it was my car that was totaled.
Yeah. You pick up everything that you wanted to, and you get back up on your feet. Start walking down the road some more.
My car is not like in the road, right? Like it's not obstructing the road.
No, it is not. It is on the side of the road, wrapped around a tree.
Okay. Yeah, we'll give law enforcement a little mystery to solve for funsies.
Did you want to check your phone at all?
Um, well, I hadn't really thought about it. I mean, I guess now, yeah, I guess now Clyde would check his phone. Oh shit, my mom's probably wondering where I went. I checked my phone.
Yeah, turning on your phone, you see that you have no bars of service. However, you had it at one point. You see 6 missed calls from your mom, 2 from your dad, 1 from your friend, and a text message, a couple of them. Get back home this instant from mom. You're in big trouble when you get home from mom. When you get back, can you bring home a case of beer from dad? You know what? Stay out. I hope you don't come back from mom. Dude, what the hell is going on? From Josh.
Um, how far away would service be, do you think?
You don't know. You are unsure. As far as you know, you're in the middle of nowhere.
Is there like an equivalent to like an intelligence roll in this game where to like remember something?
You can just go ahead and write it down.
Well, okay. Well, I guess that's a no. I was gonna ask if I could like roll to remember the way I came from was.
Um,
Or like if I'd be able I mean I guess I'd be able to tell from like the way my car was facing.
you could totally deduct that from where your car was facing. But if you'd want, you could also just roll an act under pressure for me, as that is the catch-all.
Alright, well we'll roll for cool for funsies.
Sure.
Make it interesting. So I got a 3. I rolled a
Yeah,
3.
you are clueless. You're actually unsure of which direction town was in.
Alright. I decide to I look both ways on the road. I take a quarter out of my pocket and I flip it. And that will determine which way on the road I go. Heads for north, tails for south.
Go ahead and toss that coin.
Do I have a quarter? Ryan, you have a quarter. You flip it. I know you have a quarter.
I do have a quarter. You got tails.
All right, so I'm going south.
All right. You flip a coin to decide on where you head out, and you start walking. Walking down this road for hours. Feet blistered, tired, and sore. You finally find a sign of civilization. A literal sign. Beaten, broken, and stained. And it reads, Shinstill. It trails off onto a path. Not well kept, but a path regardless. It leads quite a bit further into the woods.
And this is like a path that goes off the main road.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take it. He's like, oh, Clyde like wipes the sweat off his brow. He's like, finally, something.
All right. You make your way down this path. Go ahead and roll sharp for me.
I rolled 11, baby.
11. That is going to be a success. As you walk down this path, you notice something's off, as there's quite a gust of wind going through. You notice that the trees aren't really following. You notice it's actually really weird. The way the trees are moving, the leaves, the grass, the vegetation around you, rather than being blown in the direction of the wind, they kind of sway in an in and out manner, almost like they're breathing, the same way a chest heaves.
That's odd.
That's it.
Far out. No. I feel like Clyde just brushes this off. I feel like. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Clyde was like, dude, man, I must have hit my head really hard. Holy moly. He says holy moly.
Making your way through this trail, even quite a bit down, you also notice that it's seemingly quiet. Go ahead and roll sharp again.
I got rolled another 11.
Yeah, a success. You notice that there's actually no wildlife around at all, nor is there an ambience to the environment around you. While you do hear the wind gusting and blowing across you, it collides with vegetation, leaves, grass, but it doesn't make that similar rustle sound you would as if you were to go outside on a windy autumn day. Finally, you make your way through this path. On the bridge of a horizon, you see a small town with a welcome sign that says Shinstill, population 700. And just in your field of view, just on the very peak and tip of the horizon, you see a gas-up gas station.
Be like, yes, surely if there's a gas up, there's service. I check my phone. Do I have any service here?
No.
Shit.
And that is where episode 1 is going to end, as you approach the town of Shinstill.